Hi, everybody. Just waiting for people to sign in here. And I'm filming here and I have my comments over here. So if I keep looking to the side, that's why, just so I can see you guys' comments. And just stopping in. I know it's been a crazy 2 weeks. I spent the first week in Yuma, Arizona, visiting my parents, and the second week, or the second 5 or 6 days, in Phoenix for my very first Creativation. So really great experience. It was very busy 4 or 5 days. We kind of went nonstop, but it was a lot of fun. And I figured, I know I'm getting a lot of messages on Instagram and Facebook, as well as some emails with questions about what Creativation was like, what should they do to plan for maybe next year, what I experienced, and all of that. So I figured we'll do a quick live and you guys can kind of just shoot over some questions that you may have or comments that you may have, anything that you want to know of what I saw, what I thought. Just shoot in some comments and we'll just chat for a little while. I did get a bunch of free stuff. I mean, a whole suitcase full of free stuff. I actually had to check 2 bags on the way home just for the stuff that I got. So while I was gone, I also hit 3,000 subscribers. So I figured I went through some of the stuff as well as some of the stuff that I had already kind of started gathering for my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. So I figured I'll just do one big giveaway and you'll receive a pack full of stuff. They'll have brand new stamps, stencils, dies, some embellishments, just a bunch of stuff. So thank you so much. It's good to be back. I was supposed to be back. My flight was supposed to land at 4:30 yesterday afternoon. And thank you very much. And I got rerouted to Indianapolis and then had to fly back to Chicago, missing my connecting flight. So I didn't end up getting home till 2 a.m. last night. So I'm a little tired, but I still wanted to chat with you guys. My biggest wow for me was walking in the first time. And of course, there's a whole bunch of excitement. There's people lined up throughout the entire lobby, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And they open the doors right on time and you're slowly walking in and you have all of this anticipation, and it was everything and more than what I expected. It was gigantic. I had 3 days high flow, my 3 days there at the showroom itself, and I don't think I saw everything. I tried. I went to the ones that I wanted to see right away. Thank you so much, Lori. But I still didn't get to see some of the booths that maybe weren't exactly card making or paper crafting, but were still interesting to see. They had a lot of like cake decorating, which is something I also enjoy doing. Don't do it as much as I used to, or nearly as much as card making, but I would have liked to see some of those booths, but I just ran out of time. The first hour and a half that I was there the first day, I had seen 2 booths. That's it. I was taking my sweet time, enjoying every minute of it. Hundreds and hundreds of people there. Most of them you may know, and you don't even know that you know because you don't know what they look like, but you know what their cards look like. People that you may follow on Instagram or something like that, and you don't even know you're walking right past them. So I met a lot of great people. Some that I already knew of and others that I didn't. And it was definitely an experience, but I think the biggest wow moment was seeing the whole setup for the very first time. My favorite booth, I think, was Nuvo and Tonic Studios. I love their products anyway, but to just see them all lined up with all the colors and all of the things that they already have released and things that they're going to be releasing, that was probably my favorite booth, just because it caters to so many different crafters. You don't have to be a stamper. You don't have to be necessarily a card maker or a scrapbooker. You can just kind of do your own thing and still be able to use all those Nuvo products. But I think that was the biggest wow moment for me. Like I said, met a lot of great people. Had pictures taken with a lot of people. I know I've been posting to Instagram. I did do a few lives from Creativation. The first day was extremely loud, so it was hard to do all of the lives because there was just, you would go to a booth like Lawn Fawn or Gina K were the first two that I went to, and there's crowds and crowds of people behind you. So it was hard to do the live videos or any videos at all really and have you guys be able to hear. I know that I tried the first day to do the Tim Holtz one and you guys couldn't hear him at all. And that was totally my fault. They had a little schedule there that said he was going to be there at 3. I figured I could show up at 3 and be good. No, you, you had to get there about 15 minutes early to the little table that he was going to be working on. So I was able to catch him. I think it was the second day that I was able to catch him and finally be able to see his presentation, which was 2 hours long. So I didn't record the entire thing, nor did I stand there for the entire 2 hours, but he's always fun to watch. But that was definitely, it was kind of like almost like a starstruck moment in the beginning when you're running into these people. But at the end of it, you know, you're just all there together. And went to a couple events. They had a Meet Me at the Show event sponsored by Simon Says Stamp and Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. That was a ton of fun. So generous. There was make and takes all over the place. And this was after the show on Sunday. And hi, Gail. And they had make and takes all around. They had all of these things given to them by all these different companies. You had Newton's Nook, you had Lawn Fawn, Honeybee, all of the, you know, top ones. They all donated something. You got bags and bags and bags full of stuff. So it was definitely an experience. Met a lot of great people and definitely can't wait till next year to go. I learned a lot, so I know what to do next time, what maybe not to do, as far as what to bring there. I had like a little tote that goes over my shoulder. Well, that fills up very quickly. And if you don't want to carry it around, don't bring anything like that. A lot of them had like the totes on the wheels. It's probably your best bet if you plan on doing a lot of make and takes and things like that. Hi. Yes, definitely when you first walk in and you're seeing Jennifer McGuire and Kathy Rakusin walk past you, you're like, where am I? But at the end, it's just like you're walking past each other, you say hi, you smile, and it's definitely like nothing I could really even describe in words. It was a great experience, and to see all the new products that are coming out by all of the companies out there. They have them on display. They have representatives there. Sometimes it's the owners of the companies that take the time and go through all of the new products that are coming out and explain things, you know, if it's not necessarily like stamp sets, what these products may be used for. Waffle Flower has a new watercolor mat coming out, and I got to work with it and it was amazing. And I think that comes out in March, I believe. And you guys will love that. It's going to be a work on for a lot of different techniques. So you'll probably start seeing some, but that was awesome. I did a class actually with Waffle Flower, and we made some cards using the mat, as well as some of the stamp sets that are going to be released. Also, great stamp sets. Already have a huge wish list. Got all of these catalogs from all these companies and started writing down and folding over pages of all the things I want. And I'd have to probably refinance my house or take out a small loan in order to purchase everything that I want. But it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Oh, it was so great meeting you too. I met so many people. I walked around. I don't know whether you guys subscribe to Scrappina Creations. She is on the Scrapping for Less design team with me, and this was the first time I met her in person, and we were pretty much inseparable for 4 days. So if you don't already subscribe to her, head over to her channel because you'll love her cards. And she did a lot of Creativation videos too. She's still in sunny Arizona. Lucky her, for a few more days, but I'm sure she'll have some videos when she gets back. Yes, she's the one that I was with pretty much the entire time. I don't think we separated for more than about a half hour at a time. We stayed in the same house, and I went with the rest of the Scrapping for Less girls. We had the owner, Teresa, there. We had Stacy, who is the design team coordinator. We had Christine from Pattercraft. She's also a great one to follow. She's kind of new to YouTube, but she has adorable cards. I can link her below as well once everything is uploaded. And then myself and Jen, and we just had a great time, even going back to the house and just sharing stories of what we saw during the day, um, kind of laying out all the product that we had, all the catalogs that we had, and kind of just comparing notes. And it was really, really great experience all in all. But were any of you guys there? Did any of you guys get to attend Creativation, or have you ever been to Creativation before? I'm trying to see some comments on my little phone here, but then I have it hooked up to my computer over here, so I'm seeing comments there. So it gets a little confusing, but I'm kind of moving back and forth. It was your first time? Yeah, it was. I definitely want to go back every year. I can't imagine missing it. Now that I've been there, I just can't imagine not going. It was a great time. Yeah, it used to be called CHA. So that you might have heard of CHA instead of Creativation. I think they changed the name 2 or 3 years ago, but it's the same show, same type of concept. I mean, Phoenix is a huge city anyway, but the convention center, I just figured, I mean, I live in Albany, New York, so I'm thinking convention center, how big can this thing really be? It was gigantic. I mean, there's rooms and rooms and rooms of like meeting rooms where all of the classes are taking place. And then you have the main room where the show floor is, and it's huge. It's like the whole size of the town that I live in. It's gigantic. It's mostly for shops, bloggers, if you're associated with a retailer maybe, or if you're on a design team. A lot of companies do have representatives that do go. So if you do have any companies that you work with, as far as design teams go, just check with them to see if they're members. And if they're members, usually they will send a couple of representatives to go. I had the privilege of going with Scrapping for Less this year, and it was, like I said, amazing. A couple of the other girls that I went with have been there before, so they kind of were waiting for our reactions, because they kind of knew what to expect a little bit. I know it's different every year, but the wow, I guess, probably doesn't wear off no matter how many times you go. But yeah, I would say that if you are on any design teams, or even if you know somebody who owns a shop, a retailer, or anything like that, I would check to see if they're members and see if they are sending representatives. I don't believe it's open to the general public. I do believe that you have to be associated, because I know my little name tag that we wore had my name and the company that I was there with. So I'm assuming that, you know, you would have to be associated with a store or some sort of team, design team or whatever. I know, I mean, the top names probably don't need that. They can get in just with their names, but you know, people like me need to have some sort of association with any company. Scrapping for Less is a retailer. They do design their own stamps, but they're an online store. But then there's also stamp companies that you can work with. And not only just that, I don't know whether, you know, like the sketch challenges and things like that, I'm assuming that they have representatives that go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about that. So when I decided to go to Creativation, it was, hi Jen. It was many, many, many months ago when I pretty much started my YouTube channel. Well, I started my YouTube channel a little less than a year ago, but I didn't really get serious about it until July, and I had already signed up to go to Creativation. So I don't know what the specifications are in order to just go. Everybody's here. Hi. So I'll have to look into that. It would be great to see if, you know, content creators could go. I know there's a ton of different terms for us YouTubers. but I don't know what the specifications are, how many subscribers you need or how many views you need. I know for YouTube it changes constantly. So what we'll do for the giveaway, I'm not going to show you everything, but I have a bunch of stuff here along with a little bit off to the side that I haven't gone through yet. But what I'll do is I will, I guess, just leave a comment once the video is up. Not necessarily these live comments because I don't know whether I'm going to be able to pull from those. But once we stop the video and it is published, I guess, I don't know the terminology for it, just leave a comment with your favorite stamp company. We'll make it easy. Favorite stamp company, and I will pick a winner. Today is Wednesday. I'll pick a winner this Saturday. And I'll reach out to you, or I'll announce it in my Saturday's video who the winner is, and you'll just have to email me your information and I'll get everything out to you. There's a lot of goodies here, not just stamps. We got some foiling products. We have some stencils. We have dies. We have pens. We have a bone folder here. We have some washi. There's a lot of goodies here. So probably get maybe about $150 worth of stuff. So it's pretty good amount. So I think that will probably be the easiest way. Usually it takes about 5 minutes or so for the video to publish after we get done with the live. And like I said, just leave a comment in the regular comment section with your favorite stamp company, and I will announce the winner on Saturday's video, which I don't have recorded yet. I'll probably record it Saturday because I'm way behind from being away. The part was no fun, but it was totally worth it. So if you guys don't have any other questions, Concord and Ninth, yeah, they're one of my favorites too. And there is a Concord and Ninth set in here. I think there's pretty much one of every company in here. Yeah, I'm tired. So my flight from Phoenix yesterday left at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to return the rental, and I stayed about 40 minutes away from the airport. So I left the rental house at 3 a.m. There is no Altenew in here. Well, maybe there is. I didn't remember seeing an Altenew, but I could always pull an Altenew and add it. I have lots of Altenew, which, by the way, I got to play with their artist markers. And I know some of you guys were asking about other alternatives to Copics, because Copics are very, very expensive. We know that. And I got to play with the artist markers during one of the make and takes, and they're pretty amazing. They have the same sort of brush nib, very, very similar to the Copics. Their colors blend beautifully. I only worked with one set, so I don't have the card near me that I made with it, but I used two colors that were totally far apart, and they probably should not have blended well, but they did. So I know they're at a much cheaper price point than Copics are. So if you guys haven't checked those out, definitely check them out, because you can buy them in smaller sets. You don't have to get all of them all at one time. There is no Lawn Fawn in here. Unfortunately, no Lawn Fawn, because they haven't come out with their new release yet. So, yeah, give them, check them out. I'm going to check out the prices of them as well. That's one thing I didn't do, was check out the price, but I did get to use them. And if they're, you know, within budget, I wouldn't mind picking some of them up, especially to do some videos with as an alternative to Copics, because from what I could tell, they don't have nearly as many colors, which is kind of a good thing, because then you're not tempted by buying all 300 and some markers, because you don't need 300 and some markers. I have probably about 150. I'm pretty happy with my collection. Of course, I want more. I always am going to want more. But my wish list right now, because I usually buy 1 or 2 markers here and there to kind of build up, I only have like 6 or 7 markers on there. So it's not anything that's a necessity once you have a good collection. And I think the artist markers will allow you to have enough range. And no, you don't need them all. I like to think that I do, but yeah, I would say I have about 150. And I really don't struggle with finding color combinations or colors that blend. So I don't think that you would with the artist markers either. And like I said, I should have checked the price before I did this video. I didn't even think about it until just now, but it's definitely going to be hi Ivy, a great alternative to the Copics. And I'd love to pick at least one box up just to kind of play around with them, do a couple of videos with them. Also, they have a new, well, you guys might have heard of them already. I do believe they are now refillable, and you can also put new nibs on them, from what I understand from the make and take that I did. So they are very, very similar to the Copics, just extremely cheaper, especially now that the price of Copics did end up going up. They did not, from what I can see, they didn't go up with them up in price as much as like we were afraid of. I usually order from Blick, and they went up about 50 cents a marker, as well as the refills. But it's, hey there. So they weren't too bad, but I think, you know, obviously the Ulta new markers are definitely going to be cheaper. Also the Spectrum Noirs are coming up with, and I can't remember the name of them offhand, and I have all of my other stuff in my other room still not totally unpacked. Hi, Sarah. They're like tri-colored markers. They're long markers, but there's 3 markers in one. So you have one on either side and one in the middle, and all 3 of them blend together. So you have the light, the mid-tone, and the shadow color all in one marker. So I think they said they were coming out with 24 markers, but with those 24 markers, you have 72 colors. $55 for 80 Copics? Where did you find that? I'll definitely have to check that out, because I've never seen them that cheap. That's a great price. No, the artist markers from Ulta New that I'm referring to are alcohol markers. But they do have watercolor markers, and they have watercolor pan set as well. But the ones that I got to test out were the artist markers, so the most similar to the Copics, basically. But the Spectrum Noirs, I know a lot of you guys have those Spectrum Noirs. This will kind of give you the 3 colors that you need in order to blend with one marker, with one pen. So I did get a sample of one. I only have one. But I'll probably end up doing another video, pre-recorded probably, just kind of testing out some of the things that I got from Creativation, not the stamps, but the products more. Well, they come in different sets, so size sets, I guess. They have like the full, I think it's like 72 markers. They have sets of 5. They have sets of 12, I want to say, sets of 3. So they have all different size sets of the Copics. I think total there's somewhere around 380 Copics, somewhere in that area. That's not the exact number, I know that, but it's somewhere around there. I get all my Copics from Blick. That's the cheapest price, other than, you know, random stores that do put them on sale sometimes. The most consistent pricing I see is from Blick. Yeah, they're definitely an investment. I know that some people just dive right in and save up and just buy them all. I didn't have the means to do that. I wish I did. But I started off with just 3 and kind of just built my collection up gradually. And it's going to be something that I'm always building up. Yeah, the chows are a little bit cheaper, but still a great price. In case you guys don't know, I have my cart over here. So let me pull. Here's a coat. It's got the color on the tip of it. And here's a chow. It's round. It's a little bit smaller, or thinner rather. And there's no name on the caps, but you still have the same tips. The Nuvo large mat, I don't know which mat that was. I didn't see a mat at Nuvo. A lot of different Nuvo drops are coming out, though. If you didn't already see that video, they have dream drops. They're so pretty. They're like iridescent. They're beautiful. Then they have like these stone drops, and I believe that's the name of them. They have different embellishment mousse coming out. They have a new, it's not glimmer paste, it's called something else. I should have really had all of this stuff in front of me so I would be able to answer these questions or talk about it. But you'll be amazed on what they're coming out with. Oh, I didn't see that. See, I spent a little bit of time on the tonic side, but I spent most of the time on the Nuvo side. Oh yeah, they're really, really cheap in Japan because that's where they're manufactured. So you can get them really cheap in Japan. I don't know anybody in Japan, so I have to pay full price for them. But yeah, if you do know anybody that's going there or that is there, definitely see if they can pick some up for you because they are significantly cheaper, less than half. Hi, Kim. Yeah, I'm either gonna sleep really well or I'm gonna get myself overtired. Hi, Sylvia. Wow, Australia. What time is it there? It is like 9:30 here. But it feels, I don't know, because I'm still in Arizona time, being I was there for 2 weeks. I kind of got used to that time. So I'm still tired though. Not much sleep yesterday. So I was stuck in the Chicago Midway airport for about 8 hours yesterday. So, and I was carrying all this stuff. I had all my Copics that I had brought and I was tired. But I'm home, finally home. Good to be home. Too cold here though. Oh, Illinois. You should have come to visit me at Midway Airport last night. Yeah, so I was, my parents have a house in Arizona, in Yuma, Arizona. It's about 3 hours away from Phoenix. And I stayed with them for a little over a week before Creativation. So I got basically 2 vacations out of it. And then I drove into Phoenix for Creativation and then flew home from there. So yeah, I was there for 2 weeks and I love it out west. No, I think it's called Midway. Is that what it's called? Chicago Midway Airport? Not the big one, but yeah, it was still big, big enough where I didn't wander too much. But then again, I was so tired that I didn't really want to wander. Yeah, I guess they closed the runways while I was in the air. So I'm not a good flyer. I'm kind of afraid to fly. I'm not terrified, like where I go into like panic mode, but I'm scared. And so we're flying there and I have the little Southwest app on my phone and it's got the flight pattern and how much longer we have until we land. And it said we had like 25 minutes. So I'm thinking we're going to start to descend soon. Then the pilot turns the plane around and we change the flight pattern. And I'm looking around, nobody's concerned. I'm like, this is normal, something's happening. So we're going the opposite way back towards Phoenix. Then we turn around again. Then again. We do this 4 times before they let us know that there was some freezing rain and they were waiting for them to clear the runway. So we were just kind of circling around. Then they said, okay, we have a clear to land in Chicago. We get below the clouds and then we get back above the clouds. And they say, never mind, they closed it. We're going to reroute you to Indianapolis. And at that point, I wanted to rent a car and just drive home. It's like a 13-hour drive, but I didn't care. I just wanted to be on my way home. I did not want to be stuck in an airport, but they ended up flying us back from Indianapolis to Chicago, which is like a 30-minute flight. It's super quick. And then waited there for 8 hours until my flight left for Albany. So it was a lot later. It was a long, long, long day. I wanted to do all of this last night, but obviously I wasn't here to do it. But yes, I don't like to fly, and that just made it worse. But the good thing about it is I was so tired and so aggravated and just worn out from the whole day that by the time I got on the plane to come home, I wasn't even scared. I was just, let's get there. So that was a good thing. So it's worse, I guess, when you fly by yourself, because you don't want to make it known that you're scared, because I don't want to make a fool out of myself. And you're always sitting next to a complete stranger, obviously. So I did well on that flight, hiding it, because I think I fell asleep before we even took off. So that made it a little bit easier. But I'm home, hopefully going to get back to a normal schedule as far as videos and crafting goes. Yeah, I thought I was safer going into Midway. It was the cheapest flight that I could find because I booked it, you know, not too long ago. So I kind of had to take what they had left at the price that wasn't astronomical. Oh, you'll be able to replay it back. But basically, we're doing a giveaway for 3,000 subscribers. And once the video publishes, just leave a comment with your favorite stamp company. And I'm going to be picking a winner on Saturday. And I'm not going to show you everything, but you got some stamps, some dies, some product, some embellishments, foiling. No, I didn't. They smelled so good. I could smell them everywhere. But I didn't get them because I don't like nuts. But I saw everybody eating them, but they smelled so good. But I didn't really do much of anything. I kind of just sat there and did nothing. I didn't sleep, but I just sat there for pretty much 8 hours, and it was packed because everybody was delayed or canceled, and you know, so it was, you couldn't move around. Hey, Stacy. Stacy is Craftaholic Mama, and she was one of the ladies that I got to go to Creativation with. So that was awesome. Oh, it doesn't have nuts in it. See, I didn't even think to even check, but they did smell great. I do have some Stampendous in here. I have a stamp and die set, little preview. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Midway was supposed to be better than O'Hare, but I mean, I know they can't control the weather. Stacy was also stuck in Midway for just as long. Well, maybe not Midway, but she was stuck in Midway for quite a while. But unfortunately, we were at separate terminals, so we couldn't even meet up with each other. So we were texting from the same airport, but we weren't able to meet up. Hi, Jill. My favorite booth was the Nuvo. Nuvo booth was by far my favorite, but they had so many great stamps coming out from all the different companies. You guys are going to love everything that's coming up. For the drawing for the giveaway, all you'll have to do is wait for the video to publish. So once we, hi Autumn, after we stop recording now, because this one's live, it will publish to YouTube just like a normal video would, so you can go back and watch it. Not that I'm asking you to do that, but that's how you can leave a regular comment underneath. And I'll just randomly pick somebody on Saturday. It is hard to choose one company. List as many as you want. It's just to kind of get a conversation going. I can't say that I have an absolute favorite stamp company. It seems to change with every release. I end up saying that this is my favorite stamp company, and then somebody else will come out with a new release and that will be my favorite. But I have lots that I love and that I will use over and over, as you guys can probably see. MFT, Honeybee, obviously Trinity. I have the pleasure of being on Trinity's design team, so I get to use Trinity stamps all the time. But even if I wasn't, they'd be my favorite. Hi, Mom. My mama's here. Oh, good, Jill. I'm so glad. I tried to capture as much as I could. I know that one Tim Holtz one didn't really come out well. That's why I made sure that I was up front for the next one. And he was pretty amazing. I mean, he's amazing to watch. For Nuvo, hi, Dad. For Nuvo, they range. So a lot of things they have like different sets that are coming out as far as the color coordination. So they have one set to release, I believe in February, and then sometime in the summer and fall and winter. So you'll see them being released throughout the entire year. I think they're coming out with those dream drops, I'm hoping next month. And then I think they only have 5 or 6 colors to start with, but you know, if they're a big hit, they'll come out with more colors just like they do with everything else. But those are definitely something that I'm going to pick up, and I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to see on camera how different they are. They're not translucent. They give like an iridescent look to it. Okay, that 6 colors. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I couldn't remember exactly how many colors, but he showed us samples of them. If you haven't seen that video is over on my channel to kind of see what products that they are coming out with. Hi, Sylvia. But amazing, amazing stuff is coming this year from all of the companies, from the big, huge companies to even some of the smaller companies that were there. They still had all of their new releases out, so at least we could see them. Heffy Doodle has some cute stamps coming out soon. Oh, that's awesome. I wish I could have played with them a little bit, but it was awesome to see it. Yeah, absolutely. Tim Holtz is, well, you guys know. Everybody who's a crafter or card maker loves Tim Holtz. So I'm holding my phone there, recording him, and he's talking about what he's doing, and he kind of looks up as he's talking to us, and he makes like eye contact with you, and you kind of forget that you're filming. You kind of melt a little bit there for a second and realize that you're supposed to be recording this for your followers. So he's funny and is obviously super creative and talented. So it was a pleasure to be able to stand there and be able to watch him work his, I think they were called, they were like pearlescent alcohol inks. Those are something I'm going to have to pick up too, because I love alcohol inks, but sometimes I don't want them as bright. You know, I like softer colors for my backgrounds, and these will allow you to get that, plus a little bit of shimmer. So yeah, I didn't quite pass out, but you kind of forget what you're doing there for a second because you're making eye contact with Tim Holtz. So that was pretty cool. And he was very, very nice, very down to earth. Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't take his class. I really didn't know what to expect, being it was my first time there. So I took a few seminars, and I only took the one class with Waffle Flower, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of people in there, and just get to craft together and learn some new things and work with some new products, new stamps that are coming out, and you're gonna like their stamps too that are coming out soon. I did. I saw Jennifer McGuire several times. She's all over the place. Yes, met Christina Werner. I met Jennifer McGuire very briefly, but she was super busy, you know, walking around. So I didn't really get to chat with her too much. Christina Werner, you know, my friend and I did chat with her for quite a while, and she's so funny. She's very, very sweet. Kathy Rakusin, very, very sweet. And of course, she's a colorist, so I love her. She's very, very, so sweet. Yeah, so it was great to meet everybody. And then of course, some of you I met, and my design team members that I chat with all the time. Yes. Did you get it? Because I can send it to you if you don't already have that picture. I have it on my phone, and I'll probably never, ever get rid of it. Yes, Gina K is such a sweetheart. She is such a sweetheart, and her stamps are beautiful. And that's the first stamp set I've ever gotten was Gina K. So many, many years ago, that was the first stamp set I ever purchased. Yeah, if you want to message me on Instagram, I'll send it over to you. As soon as I'm done here, I can send it over to you. But just message me because I'll forget. Hi, Pam. We're just chatting about Creativation, kind of doing some Q&A, what I saw, what I liked, what I'll do different next year, which maybe not necessarily do as different, but I guess I'd have a better plan to make sure that I get to see everything and share everything with you, because honestly, the booths that I did do a live on, I looked at the stuff twice. I looked at it myself, and then I went back and did a live for you guys, or vice versa. I did the live, and then I really went back and looked at it, everything for myself. So I would just have a better plan, I guess. Oh, she is. And that's, yes, the Stamp TV is probably the first YouTube video, card making YouTube videos I ever saw. With unique products. Of course, we love the ones that are already out there, but Art Impressions is so unique. And I got to do a make and take with them. Most of the stamp companies do have a make and take there. So you get to play around with some of their new products and stamps. So I did a couple with Art Impressions, but I love looking at what they come out with. They are so unique and so creative. Love the different things that you can do. The watercolor line is just beautiful. But definitely have to pick up some of those too. So I'm going to be broke, guys. In the next couple months when all of this stuff comes out, I'm going to be broke. So good thing it's tax season, because I can pretty much say goodbye to that check. It'll be gone. But yeah, so that was pretty much what I experienced at Creativation. Oh, does she really? Wow, she's busy. She's busy. She's amazingly talented then, because I don't see anything else like that out there. No, I didn't get the No Line Coloring Inks by Gina K. I didn't even see that. Mom, if you're still there, Stacy is on, and she was sitting right next to me when I found the money that you hid in my Copics. So off topic, totally off topic, but funny story. So I stayed with my parents for a little over a week before Creativation, and I don't even remember what it was. I ran to the store and my mom needed something, so I just picked it up. Well, she tried to pay me for it, and I told her not to worry about it. So she gave me back the money, and I knew she wouldn't take it back, so I hid it underneath her jewelry box. Well, she found it before I left, so she hid it back on me. I found it, so I hid it again. I knew the second I walked out the door, my mom was going to start cleaning. Oh, yes, it was vodka. I didn't want to mention it was vodka, Mom, but thanks. I hid the money underneath her like cleaning rags, because I knew that would be the first place she goes after I left, and I'd already be on the road and there was nothing she could do about it. Well, she must have found it, because I had my Copics in like those big Ziploc bags, and me and the Scrapping for Less girls sat down to color that night when I got into Phoenix, and I saw money sticking out through the Copics. And I'm like, what is this? As soon as I saw it, I said, if this is $13 for my mom, sure enough, it was the $13. So she got me. I couldn't drive back to Yuma to give it back to her. So she won. But yes, it was for vodka. But it was a great time. I hope that some of you can go next year, or at least be able to join in to some of the lives, not just with me, but with all the other crafters that do live videos from there, to try to share the experience with you guys. Yes, it was so fun visiting them. She does have an awesome personality. Me and my mom get along very well. I'm more like my dad. My dad and I are pretty much the same person. Jen, we need to get together. We're so close to one another. We need to get together. We'll chat on how to get you there. So, all right, guys. Well, remember the giveaway. Wait for the video to publish. It will be about 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so from now. Just go to my channel. You'll see it there. Once you see it there, go ahead and leave a comment below. And I'll send out all these crafty goodies to one of you guys, and I'll announce it on Saturday's video.